So the monsoon session of the parliament is all set to convene in 4 days from now. That is 20th of July. It's the same day when Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, has decided to bring the statehood demand to the national capital, to Jantar Mantar. Now, if national conference is to be believed, and on papers, this is only and only about statehood. But Congress party, or rather some in the Congress, believe that it should not be limited to just the statehood demand. They should also incorporate, there should also be a demand on restoration of Article 370. Let's first listen into what Mr. Saifuddin Soz, a Congress veteran and former Union Minister, had to say about Article 370 being restored as a demand that needs to be pushed from this platform.
So, Mr. Soz, good evening, sir. Thank you for speaking to Times Now.
All right.
Why did you say what you said about Article 370? Why are you against the idea of India? Why are you against integration, sir?
You see, as per idea of India, I am a passionate follower of that philosophy. I love my country and its secular system and its inner vitality. Beyond that, you can ask questions, certain shades suppressed are not understanding when I tell them the whole story. If I tell them the Constitution of India is so great that it is always a pleasing situation in heart and mind. I told Rishonal today that...
No, Mr. Soz, let's keep it simple, sir. You know, not everybody is as qualified and intellectually inclined as you are. We are ordinary people. Why did you say that people of Jammu and Kashmir should fight for restoration of Article 370? Our actual issue is internal autonomy. Internal autonomy? What do you mean by internal autonomy?
By internal autonomy that was guaranteed by Article 370 of the Constitution of India. So if I say restore it, say I'm not violating any principle that...
I'll tell you what you're violating. You're violating the spirit of India, sir, spirit of one India, and you're betraying that idea of India. I began by asking you that question, Mr. Soz. You've held high offices in the past, and you know, I would expect responsible commentary from you. Are you going to defend... No, 1 minute, sir. If I were to ask you that, tell me 3 things that the people of Kashmir are not getting after Article 370 was abrogated, what would you tell me? 3 things. I'll give you 5 instances of discrimination.
Now, those words of Mr. Saifuddin Soz clear what the agenda is. And he believes that statehood is not the real issue. He also reminds that a Muslim majority state decided to join with a Hindu majority nation, and there was a condition. He says that condition was internal autonomy, and that internal autonomy is the real issue that should be spoken of, that should be demanded. By that he means restoration of Article 370. Now questions are being asked on, is this his personal view, or does the Congress party and the High Command endorse it as well? Pawan Kheda was extremely cautious while speaking about the issue, and he decided to use the word, he chose to use the word statehood plus. But what is statehood plus? Now the BJP has hit out at the Congress party. BJP says these comments of Mr. Saifuddin Soz expose the real agenda and the mindset of the opposition. BJP also questioning the statements coming in, asking if there's endorsement from the High Command, alleging that these are anti-national statements.
A dastardly statement has come from Mr. Saifuddin Soz, who is a senior-most leader of Congress party, former Union Minister and former President of Jammu and Kashmir Congress. He has gone to the extent that Jammu Kashmir doesn't require only statehood, but it requires to restore 370. He goes beyond and says that our main target is Dakhili Khud Mukhtari, means sovereignty in India. And not only this, he goes to the extent that since we are a Muslim majority state, and Muslims were around 8 crore at the time of partition, now they are 23 crores. So we will be with India on our own terms, which will include the sovereignty.
Senior Congress leader Mr. Saifuddin Soz by preposterously demanding the restoration of Article 370 is clearly peddling Pakistan's pernicious propaganda, and a Congress leader is batting for Pakistan's perilous agenda. These atrocious remarks of the Congress leader come just a day after Rahul Gandhi has returned from a secret furtive trip abroad. And also, these statements come at a time when the parliament session is now about to commence. So, is this the official stand of the Congress party now? Do Rahul Gandhi and Kharge ji agree and accept the treacherous remarks made by Mr. Saifuddin Soz?
So what's interesting is that while Mr. Saifuddin Soz of the Congress says that the real issue is internal autonomy, it's the restoration of Article 370, Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, has steered clear of it. He says that this is only and only about statehood. In fact, NC patron Mr. Farooq Abdullah also was equally measured in his letter to INDI, where he says that our demands won't transgress more than what was promised to us. So, of course, the big question is, does the High Command of the Congress back the ideas and thought process of Mr. Saifuddin Soz? Ankit is getting us more details on this. Ankit, the reactions that are coming in from the Congress leader, Saifuddin Soz, has sparked a massive controversy. But at the same time, it's interesting that NC is sticking to the demand of statehood and nothing more, while the Congress party says statehood plus. So what is this statehood plus? Is the High Command directly or indirectly endorsing what Mr. Soz is saying? Is this really for the Congress about internal autonomy?
Yes, absolutely. This clearly shows that a senior leader from the Congress, when he is saying for the restoration of Article 370, the political party, especially the BJP, they are clearly saying that when this type of statement is coming from the senior Congress leader, it reflects the Congress stance on the Article 370. Now, what Pawan Kheda has said on the statehood plus, it means the rights to be reserved for the Jammu and Kashmir people, whether it is the land, employment, or any other rights. But yes, there has been a major controversy regarding the senior Congress leader Saifuddin Soz on the Article 370. Saifuddin Soz should remind during the Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, there were many communities like the Valmiki Samaj, the Gorkha Samaj, the West Pakistani refugees. They didn't get the rights. But after the abrogation of 370, these communities were very happy because they get the basic rights for at least they can vote in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. And the state, regarding the statehood, National Conference has clearly
Absolutely,
said
and that's why it will be interesting to monitor when this protest or this demand is brought to the national capital, to Jantar Mantar. Is this only going to be about statehood, or is this going to be also about other issues? And that's the reason why the Congress calls it statehood plus. Thank you very much, Ankit, for getting us the details. Let's move on now and shift our focus to a big development that took place in the Supreme Court. And this is about the three-language policy. So the Supreme Court has expressed concerns about introduction of a third language in class 9, saying that this is only going to add on to the stress that children already are in, especially those who are preparing for their board exams. So the court observed that children are exposed to multiple curricula right from the middle years. Justice Nagratna, in fact, also asked, why is it that you can't introduce a third language from class 6 instead of class 9? And the judge, in fact, was also referring to school experiences, personal school experiences. And that's when the judge observed that students were exposed to multiple curricula and subject during the middle years as well. Let's go across to Harish. Harish, there was a lot of political reactions, political furor rather, on this issue. Now we're given to understand the Supreme Court also has expressed concerns and said that this is going to add on to the stress that children already face while preparing for board exams. Why can't you introduce a third language from class 6 instead of class 9?
Yes, that's right, Swati. Justice B.V. Nagaratna touching upon this very contentious and raging issue during the hearing of a petition. In fact, an appeal filed by the Tamil Nadu government challenging the Madras High Court order to establish Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas across the state under the NEP. And during this hearing, Justice Nagaratna questioned why this compulsory third language is being introduced at the stage of class 9 when the students are mentally and physically preparing for the class 10 board exams. This is a very wrong timing. Remember, Swati, the main petitions, batch of petitions are pending before the Chief Justice bench, which 2 days ago issued notice to the CBSE and Education Ministry. But in today's case, Justice Nagaratna has not gone into the merits of the three-language policy of CBSE, but just questioned the timing of the introduction. Justice Nagaratna goes on to say that class 9 is a wrong time. The Tamil Nadu government said that through NEP, the
right. So the concern is not about third language being introduced. The concern is about when it is being introduced. So court is asking why not introduce it from the middle years, from class 6 instead of class 9. Thank you very much, Harish, for getting us the details. We're moving on now. We have some breaking inputs coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu, where the politics is heating up, especially after this speculation, this statement from the VCK chief Thol Tirumavalvan, who has hinted at a possible shift in alliances, saying the DMK could even join hands with the BJP in the future. He said that while the DMK opposed the BJP, VCK stood with them, but added that the fight against the BJP cannot be taken up alone. So the big question is, what is Mr. Tirumavalvan talking about? Why is he saying that the DMK could even join hands with the BJP? What is it that Mr. Tirumavalvan knows about DMK's future course of action? And what does he mean when he says DMK may join hands with BJP? Is he talking about specific issues? Is he talking about support from DMK on issues like delimitation? We don't know that at the moment, but it's a big hint coming in from the VCK chief, who says still the DMK opposed the BJP, we stood with them. But he also goes on to say that DMK could join hands with BJP in the future. Mr. Tirumavalvan, VCK chief, also there saying that we can't fight the BJP alone. Let's go across to Dharani, who's getting us more details. Dharani, the big question, of course, is what is Mr. Tirumavalvan hinting at? Why does he say that the DMK could in future join hands with the BJP? Is he talking about a particular issue like delimitation? What is it about?
He is not getting into the specifics as to when, what is this exact friendship between the DMK and the BJP could possibly be about in the future. But he is making one thing very clear, that as long as the DMK opposed the BJP, VCK stood with the DMK and VCK traveled with the DMK. And BJP is as strong as the Himalayas. As a political organization, the BJP is very strong, and it cannot be opposed by a single political party in this country. No single political party can by itself oppose and fight the BJP. So there needs to be unity among the opposition parties, and as long as the DMK opposed the BJP, VCK stood with the DMK is what he is telling. But of course, the timing is very crucial because the parliamentary session is also going to begin in Delhi, and we're also given to understand through sources that this evening DMK President M.K. Stalin is going to hold a virtual meeting with his MPs. M.K. Stalin is right now abroad on a personal trip, but he's going to hold a virtual meeting with his MPs before the parliamentary session, and during this virtual meeting he'll be instructing them as to what kind of stances need to be taken on certain issues when they're brought up in the parliament, is what is going to be discussed. So it will be interesting to see how the DMK is going to behave, or what the DMK is going to do in the parliamentary session this time, especially their considering their bitter relationship with the Congress party at the moment. So definitely at this juncture, this statement by Tirumavalvan seems rather
monitoring this very, very closely as to what Mr. Tirumavalvan means. Stay on with us, Dharani. Let's shift our focus to the other big story that we are tracking from the state of Tamil Nadu. And according to reports, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. C. Joseph Vijay, has issued a strong warning. And this happened during the cabinet meeting, where he told ministers that there will be zero tolerance, no tolerance for irregularities, especially when it comes to public money. There was a stern warning that came in from the Chief Minister that, if ministers are found involved, irrespective of whoever is found involved in wrongdoing, will have to face strict consequences. In fact, it's not just about these messages or statements or warnings being issued. What we're also witnessing is a crackdown that is happening on ground. 6 Chennai corporators were earlier, they had to face action. They were earlier suspended, and the allegation against them was corruption. And there are multiple reasons behind it. Reasons like creation of fake bills, cash for jobs, and bribe demand. So 6 Chennai corporation officials were suspended on corruption charges, and a stern warning there coming in during the cabinet meeting for all the ministers from Vijay. We have some breaking inputs as well on the broadcast. So while on one hand you have the Chief Minister issuing these stern warnings, the DMK has called it a diversionary tactic. DMK says crime against women still on rise and the farmer issue has not been addressed yet. So these warnings coming in from the Chief Minister of a crackdown on the issue of corruption is just a diversionary tactic as per the DMK. Let's go across to Dharani, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. And Dharani, we see action on ground as well. Earlier, when there was an allegation against a TVK functionary, we saw the party swing into action and the TVK functionary had to face action from the party. Now 6 Chennai corporators have been suspended. Apart from all of that, a warning also issued during the cabinet meeting. But DMK believes, all of this is just part of diversionary tactics by the government that is not able to solve real issues on ground, including that of farmers and rising crime against women.
Well, in the last 24 hours, we've seen numerous instances of a crackdown on corruption by the TVK government. Yesterday, the government launched a WhatsApp number for the public to report corruption complaints. And of course, today we are given to understand that 6 senior officials from the Greater Chennai Corporation, they face suspension because of corruption charges. And in fact, today also during the cabinet meeting, as you rightly said, the Chief Minister has issued a stern warning to all the ministers that if they are found to be indulging in irregularities, then severe consequences will follow. But on the other hand, the DMK is calling all of this a diversionary tactic. They say that farmers are facing a distress in Tamil Nadu because Karnataka has not released Tamil Nadu its share of Kaveri water, and unemployment is on a rise, and sexual crimes against women and children that is also on a constant rise. So to hide all these misgovernance by the TVK, they are trying to set up an anti-corruption narrative. So this is nothing but a diversionary tactic is what the DMK is telling at this point in time, and they are refusing to believe that there is any actual crackdown happening on the ground in terms of corruption. That is the comment coming in from the DMK at this point in time. So we have to wait and see what other parties such as the ADMK and the BJP have to tell about it. But meanwhile, the DMK, the primary opposition party,
you were pointing out, there is also action being witnessed on ground when it comes to crackdown on corruption. And the moment the TVK issued a WhatsApp helpline telling people that if somebody asks you for bribe, you report that to us on this particular WhatsApp number. If any government employee indulges in corruption and bribery, then you can report them on the WhatsApp number. Just minutes or hours within that, a video started doing the rounds. It was circulated on social media. The DMK used that video to hit out at TVK and tell the party that, look, here is a functionary of the TVK who was caught on camera accepting bribe, and your government talks about crackdown on corruption. Immediately, that TVK functionary had to face action, was expelled. Let's listen into what the TVK functionary, now a former, of course, TVK functionary, has to say about these allegations against him.
ஒரு 25 நாள் ஒரு டெத்துக்கு என்கிட்ட கேஷ் வாங்குறாரு மேடம். அந்த பைசா தான் வந்து டெத்துக்கு ஒரு 25 நாளைக்கு முன்னாடி மேடம் ஒரு டெத்துக்கு வந்து என்கிட்ட பைசா வாங்குறாரு. 1,50,000 வாங்க சொல்ல அந்த பைசா தான் ஜிபேவா அனுப்புறாரு. எனக்கு 50,000 9ஆம் தேதி ஒரு 50,000, 11ஆம் தேதி ஒரு 50,000 எனக்கு கேஷ் அனுப்புறாரு மேடம்.
ஓ, நீங்க கொடுத்த கடனை தான் அவர் திருப்பி கொடுத்தாரு?
திருப்பி கொடுக்குறாரு. 30,000 வந்து டைரக்டா ஆபீஸ்ல கொடுக்குறாரு மேடம்.
And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. We have a lot more lined up on the other side. Stay on with us.